Welcome back to another exciting episode. Today, Luann and I are at the Yuengling Brewing Company. So come along with me and see what we can see. First thing you have to do is find the sign that says Yuengling Tour Parking. There is ample parking, as you see, which sets you up to go into the oldest American brewery, which has been open since 1829 and put on the National Registry of Historic Places in 1986. The building you are looking for is just up the hill from where you parked. And this is the ice cream dairy building that was built during Prohibition. And right inside the doors is where you get the information, and it looks like this is where the tour starts. After admiring the unique chandelier, you walk on in until you see the sign that says Tour Check-In. Now do read the signs that are there, because there is some requirements that you have to follow to be on the tour, such as you have to have closed-toed shoes. That is a health department requirement. There's nothing they can do about it. And of course, while you are waiting for the tour, go ahead and look around their fantastic gift shop. This shop has a little bit of everything, from barware and trinkets to glassware and apparel. A little something for everybody. Look at the size of that barrel. Whoa. Then they'll call you up and give you a wristband for the color of tour of which you are assigned. And in the back of the area that you wait, there's a little mini museum that you can peruse while you wait for your color to be called for the tour. All kinds of Yuengling paraphernalia. The tour does last about an hour. Unfortunately, it is not wheelchair accessible. Remember, this is a very old, unique building. It's a historic building, and you will have to be prepared to walk approximately 150 stairs. If you wish to do any samples after the tour, you will have to have a valid ID of some sort, state ID, government ID, etc. And these tours are free for all ages. Just note that they are closed Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And here's my Yuengling angel. When it comes to the actual store hours and tour hours, they are a little bit different from each other, so pay close attention to that. At the time we were there, the store hours from March to December was Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., closed Sunday. But the tour hours from March to December was Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., closed Sunday. Store hours from January to February was Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., closed Saturday and Sunday. Tour hours on January and February was Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., closed Saturday and Sunday. Now the tours do run Monday through Friday. And this is a great little museum to go to. On an hourly basis, so every hour. In addition to that, on Saturdays from March to December, the tours run every half hour, because there's usually more people between March and December going through, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Yuengling Brewery was actually called Eagle Brewery at the beginning. And they do have handicap accessible bathrooms on site if you need to use. Men's, of course, is way down the hall. And then when your color is called, you just go to these seats and the tour will begin.
Just be careful crossing.
When the tour guide collects you, you'll be going outside across the street, and that's where the fun begins. Now, there's a lot of history to this building and the other buildings that you will be going into. And to explain a little more about it, here's my friend Oscar. Take it away, Oscar.
D.G. Yuengling & Son, established in 1829, is the oldest operating brewing company in the United States. In 2018, by volume of sales, it was the largest craft brewery, sixth largest overall brewery, and largest wholly American-owned brewery in the United States. Its headquarters are in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. In 2015, Yuengling produced about 2.9 million barrels, operating 2 Pennsylvania facilities and a brewery in Tampa, Florida. Yuengling is an anglicized version of Yuengling, its founder's surname and the German term for a young person or youngster. The family-owned brewery has traditionally changed ownership through the purchase of the company by the children of the previous owner. The flagship product is Yuengling Traditional Lager, an amber lager. It is popular enough in Pennsylvania and the Delaware Valley to be ordered in some bars by simply asking for a lager. From 1920 until 1985, Yuengling produced ice cream. Yuengling ice cream returned to the market in 2014. German brewer David Gottlieb Yuengling, 1808-1877, immigrated to the United States in 1828 from Aldingen near Stuttgart in the Kingdom of Württemberg. He anglicized his surname from Yuengling to Yuengling and began the Eagle Brewery on Center Street in Pottsville in 1829. His eldest son, David Jr., left the Eagle Brewery to establish the James River Steam Brewery along the James River in Richmond, Virginia. The first brewery burned down in an 1831 fire, and the company relocated to West Mahontongo Street at 5th Street, its current location. The Eagle Brewery changed its name to D.G. Yuengling & Son in 1873 after Frederick Yuengling joined his father David in running the company. Although the company's name changed, the bald eagle remained the company's emblem. During the late 19th century, breweries were also opened in Saratoga Springs, New York City, and Trail, British Columbia. However, they were eventually merged with the Pottsville plant. Frank D. Yuengling began heading the company in 1899 after his father Frederick died. During the Prohibition era, Yuengling survived by producing near beers, beverages with a 0.5% alcohol content called Yuengling Special, Yuengling Porter, and Yuengling Juvo. The company also ran a dairy which produced ice cream and opened dance halls in Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New York City. In 1933, when Prohibition was repealed, Yuengling introduced its symbolic winter beer, celebrating Prohibition's repeal, and the brewery shipped a truckload of its popular brew to the White House to show their appreciation to President Roosevelt. Richard L. Yuengling Sr. and F. Dorman Yuengling succeeded Frank Yuengling after their father's death in 1963. Yuengling experienced an increase in sales after a renewed interest in history due to the United States bicentennial in 1976. Yuengling bought the rights to use the Mount Carbon, Bavarian premium beer name and label when Mount Carbon Brewery went out of business in 1977. Yuengling initially brewed beer at Mount Carbon, but eventually abandoned it. Richard L. Dick Yuengling Jr. took over as the fifth-generation company president in 1985, the same year its Pennsylvania brewery was listed on the National Register of Historic Places as the oldest in the United States. It was also so listed in the Pennsylvania Inventory of Historic Places. Yuengling has been a registered trademark for various merchandise, including beer, since 1995. The Pottsville Brewery was featured on an episode of the History Channel's American Eats. In 1987, the brewery reintroduced an amber lager they had not made in decades, to take advantage of a spike in popularity of heavier style beers. Since this time, Yuengling Lager has become its flagship brand, accounting for 80% of production and much of its rapid growth. In 1990, the brewery sold 138,000 barrels. At the time, Yuengling was the largest brewer of porter in the United States. In the early 1990s, demand throughout the Delaware Valley and Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware outstripped the existing brewery's abilities. In 1999, they increased their manufacturing capacity by purchasing a Stroh Brewery Company plant in Tampa, Florida, hiring the former Stroh employees, and began working with a trade union for the first time. In 2000, the company built a third brewery in Pennsylvania, in Port Carbon in Schuylkill County near Pottsville. With production at the Port Carbon, Tampa, and original Pottsville plants, the company has expanded throughout the East Coast. Yuengling employees filed for union decertification in 2006. As a result, Yuengling did not renew a contract with Teamsters Local 830 of Philadelphia in March 2006. Yuengling is a moderately priced beer popular northward through New York, westward into Illinois and Kentucky, and southward through Georgia, where it has a large following. The Tampa Brewery supplies the Florida Gulf Coast, the Florida Keys, Central Florida, North Florida, the Florida Panhandle, as well as Alabama and Tennessee. The brewery uses corn from Minnesota and hops from Washington as ingredients in its products. Yuengling beer returned to Massachusetts on March 3, 2014, after having circulated among some bars and restaurants, beginning in February. Yuengling began distribution in the state of Georgia on October 27, 2008. Yuengling also expanded distribution into West Virginia in May 2009, Ohio in October 2011, Rhode Island in June 2014, Connecticut in September 2014, Louisiana in August 2016, and Indiana in March 2017. On December 7, 2017, Yuengling announced it would expand to Arkansas in January 2018, after teasing it would expand to either that state, Kentucky, Michigan, or Texas earlier in the day on social media. Despite losing out to Arkansas, Kentucky began serving Yuengling in draft form on March 6, 2018, and began selling it for takeout use on March 19, 2018. A fire broke out at Yuengling's Tampa Brewery on October 26, 2013. The extent of the damage was unknown. In February 2014, Yuengling ice cream returned to the market after a nearly 30-year absence. Although owned by the Yuengling family, it is operated by David Yuengling, a cousin of Dick Yuengling and a descendant of David Gottlieb Yuengling. It is legally a separate company from the brewery, as was the case since 1935. In October 2019, Yuengling partnered with Hershey's to produce a limited-release collaboration beer titled Yuengling Hershey's Chocolate Porter. This was the first collaborative beer for Yuengling in its 190-year history. The drink tastes like traditional Yuengling, but has an aftertaste of Hershey's Special Dark. In 2021, Yuengling announced its expansion into Texas through a partnership that has its beer brewed at a Molson Coors' facility in Fort Worth.
Well, thank you, Oscar. That was a lot of great information and an awesome tour. Now, after the tour, you get to do a little bit of a taste test. So let's get to tasting and testing and drinking. Okay, here we are doing a taste test. I got Oktoberfest. I got Racing Flight. It's a mango beer. And you got
Black and Tan.
Black and Tan, okay.
And Porter.
And Porter. All right. You want to go ahead and try one of yours first? Good?
You're not gonna like it.
Nope. I don't like dark beer, but that's okay. What's up?
Porter.
Okay,
You gonna try it?
yeah, I don't like porters, but let's try. No, not a dark beer person. How do you like it? Because you like dark beers.
Yeah.
All right. guess we go backwards. This is the
Light.
Racing Flight, Racer Flight, something like that?
Mango.
Yes, this is the mango.
And the order prescription, order prescription is right here.
You can smell the mango.
If anybody's interested.
It's very light.
It is. It's very light beer, very smooth. And this is the Oktoberfest.
Tastes like pumpkin.
Yeah, I don't see how anybody in their right mind would like Oktoberfest. Skip Smith. No, actually, it's very good. It is good. What do you think? A little spiciness in it.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
We're a different kind of a guy.
For a different kind of a guy. Okay.
I'll go back to real ones.
Well, we're going to enjoy. So again, thank you for coming along with us to Yuengling Brewery. And as always, have a great day.